How do you get off to the perfect start on the golf course? Today's video brings us to the beautiful Tower Ranch Golf Club in Kelowna, British Columbia, Canada. Tower Ranch is ranked number 55 in the nation and is one of the premier public golf courses in British Columbia. This course has everything: incredible views, dramatic landscapes, gorgeous canyons and valleys. It's one supreme test of golf and an amazing challenge, and this is my 18-hole journey through Tower Ranch. The opening tee shot at Tower Ranch is spectacular, featuring a dramatic view of the Okanagan Valley, and this is a downhill 423-yard par 4. Managed to hit a very committed, solid strike off the first tee. I thought it was a little bit right, but actually it ended up just in the first cut here. I've got a perfect lie here, just under 100 yards in for my approach, and I make a very committed swing. I'm 2 for 2 right out of the gate, and I've got a very simple birdie putt to open our round up properly. A simple stroke, and that's an opening birdie, and we're off to a great start. The second hole is 565 yards and a huge downhill tee shot here. This just really invites driver, and I've hit my patented draw right up the left side of the fairway. I've got about 240 yards for this approach shot, and as you can see, I'm on a downslope. And the key to this is making sure that you work with the slope. You can see that I've actually set my weight a little bit more on the left foot, and I know that I'm going to hit down on this ball and I'm going to have a lower flight. So I'm going to just play for this and try to roll this up near the green. This shot comes out absolutely perfect. I'm working with the slope. You can see I hit this nice rising shot, and I'm just right in front of the green. I'm in position A, and honestly, this is a very simple chip, and from this position, I'm really trying to hold this. This is a great opportunity to even get an eagle. I hit a very committed shot, just a little bit short, but nonetheless, that's a tap-in birdie, and we're 2 under through 2 holes. Time for a short hole. This is only 395 yards, and again, a little bit of an elevated tee, downhill. Hit a pretty good drive here. This did go a little bit more left than planned, but amazing, it did catch on and catch a piece of that left side of the fairway. Just got over 90 yards left here, and hit not the worst shot, but it got a little bit away from me and ended up bouncing off the back of the green. Not too bad. I'd like to be a little bit closer, but it's in a good position where I can easily get a 2-putt. Hit a great first putt here, and that's a simple tap-in par to remain 2 under. This is our second par 5 in the last 3 holes, and at only 535 yards, I definitely want to try to reach this in 2 shots. This is a great driver swing here, in position A, right in the middle of the fairway, and I've just got over 230 yards in, so I'm going to be hitting that same hybrid I did on the last par 5, and I managed to hit a nice little trap draw here and run this up near the green, and it actually ran all the way through, and I've got a very makeable chance, to get up and down for a birdie here. This is my eagle putt, hit a good stroke there, and again, another tap-in birdie, and we're off to an amazing start. 3 under through 4 holes at Tower Ranch. I think every golf course should have a short par 3, and here it is, the 5th hole. This is just about over 130 yards, hitting a small little pitching wedge here. Hit a pretty decent shot, a little bit right of my target, but nonetheless, I've got about 20 feet left for my birdie. Put a good stroke on this, actually had the line. Unfortunately, I left that just a little bit short, but a tap-in par. The 6th hole at Tower Ranch is the signature hole and the number 1 handicap on the course. It stretches 487 yards and always plays into a prevailing wind. This, by far, is the most demanding tee shot on the property, and I stepped up, and honestly, this was probably my best swing of the day. I absolutely laced this right down the center of the fairway. I have just over 200 yards left, and I'm going to be hitting a 5-iron into the wind, trying to draw that. Don't catch all of that, and that's going to be in the front portion of the green. After that drive, I really want to make sure that I get up and down for par, and I hit a pretty good chip right here, and yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with that. Just about 3 feet left for my par. Managed to roll that right in and save that par for some good momentum. This is a beautiful hole, the 7th hole, 208 yards. This is another 5-iron here, and I'm really swinging good, feeling very confident, and this is just a stock little draw for me right in the center of the green. These par 3s, you don't want to get too aggressive, and you just want to make sure that you're giving yourself a chance at a birdie. Hit a good putt here, again, a little bit short on the pace, right on line, but another tap-in par. At only 387 yards here, this is where I honestly started to get a little bit lazy. I thought about just setting up on the right side and trying to hit a draw, but this was not a very committed shot. I make my first big error of the day, and I block this well right into the next fairway. I actually don't make the fairway, and I'm in the thick rough here, and I actually have a blind shot. Make a pretty decent committed swing here, but actually I do not get all of that. Now I've got to scramble and try to get up and down for my par. I hit a decent chip there, have about 10 feet left for my par. I don't want to lose that momentum, but unfortunately don't read enough on this one, and here's my first error of the day, the first bogey, but nonetheless, we're still 2 under. Let's keep it going. Let's try to fix that problem, and we're on a very similar hole, just 392 yards. This is the 9th hole. I hit that nice draw, and we're now in position A, right in the middle of the fairway. Just 120 yards left for this approach shot, but another uncommitted swing, and this was just terrible. I hit it on the front right of the portion and probably left myself about a 50-footer for my birdie. Difficult putt, up the hill, slinging quite a bit, leave that low and left, and now I've got a challenging little par putt left. I really don't want to make back-to-back bogeys after that amazing start, and thankfully roll that one right in the center of the cup. We make the turn at 2 under par, and for some reason this tee shot just didn't sit well for me. I saw the huge lake on the right, and I was really scared of going into that, and this is the fairly bad swing here. I hit this well left, and I actually hit this out of bounds, and I have to re-tee one. I couldn't find that ball, so I actually took a drop, and this is me hitting my 4th shot into the green. Wasn't able to put a tracer on that one, but this was actually a pretty decent iron shot, and it left me an outside chance at saving bogey. Made a decent attempt at it, but unfortunately that tee shot's gonna cost me 2 strokes there, and we're now back to even par. The 11th hole is beautiful, just 372 yards. This was actually a very tough tee shot as the wind started to really howl, and this was dead into the teeth of the wind. I hit my patented draw here though, and I'm just left right in front of the bunker. I have a challenging shot here. As you can see, the ball is below my feet, but again, I'm staying committed, and this is actually a really fun shot that I hit. I moved this ball quite a bit left to right. The tracer didn't quite catch it as well as I would like to, and actually with that wind, it went all the way through. This is one of the more challenging putts that I had. It was about 40 feet downhill, downwind, and there was just no way to stop this ball. And surprisingly, I had about 6 feet left for my par, and thankfully I was able to roll that one right in to keep my momentum going. The 12th hole is absolutely stunning. 199 yards over a canyon. This is an amazing tee shot, and I stepped up and hit a really good ball here. This is my 5-iron. Just missed that green on the left side, but it left me in a pretty good position here. This is a pretty standard chip. As you can see, these greens are challenging though. They break a lot, the wind is really howling, and again, another testy little par putt. I managed to sink that one to keep the momentum going. The 13th hole is a beautiful par 4, just 408 yards. This is a huge dogleg left, and you have to work the ball right to left on this swing. Hit a pretty good tee shot right here, trying to move that ball right to left. Unfortunately, it doesn't turn enough, and I'm just in the first cut of rough here. And as you can see, the ball is quite above my feet here, but I make a very committed swing, and I'm using that slope to help me work that ball all the way back to that green. I don't quite get it there, and now I've got myself another challenging lag putt. This is probably 65 feet, and I'm really struggling a little bit with my pace on these greens. I roll this a good 8 feet by, and again, I've left myself a challenging putt. With the backdrop of the beautiful Okanagan here, you can see how challenging this putt is. I'm aiming a good 6 to 7 inches left of the hole. Stay committed, and that goes right in the center to keep that par streak alive. This was one of the most beautiful par 3s on the property. Unfortunately, you can't see the green. It's quite an elevated tee shot going straight downhill. Plays around 240 yards, but it's a huge downhill, and it's also downwind. So this is actually just a 5-iron for me. And this was probably my most committed iron shot of the day. I absolutely pured this 5-iron. I couldn't hit it any better, and it left me in a great position to really attack and hopefully make a birdie. I hit a great putt here, just a little bit too hard on the pace, but a tap-in par 3 on a 240-yard hole is always welcomed. The 15th hole is 520 yards, and I really want to try to make a birdie here. We hit a pretty good shot right here, and we're using that slope, and we're going to be drawing that around. And this was actually a very intimidating second shot. It's a blind shot, and I'm about 230 yards away, but again, I'm hitting a 5-iron as I'm a bit downhill and downwind, and I hit a great swing right here. Just basically throw that ball up in the air and let the wind take care of the rest. And we've got a good opportunity. Hopefully I can get another 2-putt here, but unfortunately I was racing everything behind, and now I left this one a good 6 feet short. And I did not convert, unfortunately. And that's a tap-in par. A little bit of a wasted opportunity there. Another downhill tee shot here, 476-yard par 4, 16th. Managed to hit a very good strike on here. I hit this ball really well, just a little bit right of my target, unfortunately. But nonetheless, it was just a 9-iron in for my approach shot here from the rough. And this was a really committed swing, and this was absolutely perfect. Came out even better than I thought it would. Just 6 feet left for my birdie. I make a great stroke here, unfortunately burn the edge, and that's going to be a tap-in par on the 16th hole. The 17th hole is the last par 5 of the day, and it stretches to 583 yards, making it the longest hole at Tower Ranch. This is a beautiful backdrop. The sun is setting, it's getting darker, we're chasing daylight, and we're keeping the dream alive. And we hit a good tee shot here, straight down the middle. Another gorgeous shot here with the setting sun, and I've decided to just hit a layup here. This is just a nice patented 6-iron, putting it in position A, and I'm going to try to attack with a wedge. Over 120 yards left. A pretty decent shot here, and have myself about 12 feet up the hill for birdie. We've got about 12 feet left for the birdie. I had a great confident strike. I tried to step, and I thought that I had it. Unfortunately, that's back-to-back missed putts. I missed the short one, but that was a gimme putt anyways. We'll count that as a par 5. And on to the final hole. The finishing hole at Tower Ranch is spectacular. 446 yards, coming back to the clubhouse. And I want to finish strong here, and I take it right over that corner, and I carry those bunkers. At about 160 yards in, this is just a nice, smooth 8-iron. It's sitting up in the rough, and this is just a nice, easy shot. Throw this one straight up in the air. Let it sit down on the green, and now we simply just need a final 2-putt to end today's round, and that's exactly what we did. We lagged it up nicely, and that is a nice tap-in for an even par round of 72. Everyone, thank you for joining me on this tour of the Tower Ranch Golf Club. Again, one of the premier golf facilities in British Columbia. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure that you like, subscribe, and drop me a comment down below, and I look forward to seeing you all in next week's vlog.